Hello and welcome to Did You Know Gaming Extra. In today's episode, we'll be looking at game boxes that lied to or misled consumers. Most products come with packaging designed to entice the consumer, usually with factual information about the amazing features relating to it. Video games are of course no exception, with the back of the box toting a game's standout elements. However, with information being so easy to access online, it seems that companies are concentrating on this form of selling less and less. And it seems in some cases that thought and care is being pushed to the wayside too. Spyro has not one but two games that have false information presented on the box. The box for the European release of Spyro 2 Season of Flame on the Game Boy Advance boasts that Spyro can swim. This was a feature that had over 500 frames of animation and was originally going to be included in the game. However, when the developers felt that the mechanic didn't add anything to the gameplay, the feature was completely removed. This was done during the final month of the game's production, so it was mistakenly still advertised on the box. This isn't the only handheld Spyro game that falsely advertises his abilities. In the Legend of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon on the Nintendo DS, the game states that you can play together with a friend and fly whenever you like. However, the game is played exclusively solo and flying is limited to only certain minigames. This may just be a case of poor phrasing, as within the game's narrative Spyro teams up with his former nemesis Cinder, which is what play together could have meant. And with the game being a handheld title, fly whenever may just be referencing that you can play whenever you want. It's more than likely just a lack of attention to detail, as the game's manual also misspells Cinder as Cider. Dead Island also has false claims of features which weren't included in the game, but instead of a character's abilities being missing, it's an in-game mechanic that isn't present. The Xbox 360 release of Dead Island incorrectly advertised the game as having local co-op. In actuality, cooperative play was reserved solely for online, causing a number of people to buy the game on false pretenses. Many mistakes can happen with translation errors, like with the Brazilian copy of Sonic Adventure DX for PC. The game's box claimed that there are 12 different costumes for Sonic to wear, instead of advertising the 12 Game Gear games featured in the game. This is likely due to a mistranslation of the word gear. The mistake has since been corrected with later releases. The Netherlands release of Pikmin 3 also holds a translation error, claiming that the white and purple Pikmin are new Pikmin, despite the fact that these Pikmin are present in Pikmin 2. The new rock and winged Pikmin are grouped to the left with the old, making no distinction between them. This is likely just a poor translation of also included, which most of the other editions roughly translate to. Other mistakes can happen from lazy design, however, like with some editions of Phantasy Star Portable 2 on the PSP. They have been found to have meta-advertising on the back of the box. In place of where one of the game screenshots should appear, the image is of a complete PSP box inlay without the technical information and blurb. Another instance of lazy design comes with Earthworm Jim for the Game Boy Advance, a widely criticized port of the original 16-bit title. The game's blurb is a direct copy of the text found on the US version of Earthworm Jim 3D for the PC, even promoting parts of the PC game such as all of the new enemies and environments. Another mistake appears on the box for the PSP game Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which states the title offers local multiplayer and lets you play as a dark wizard. This is stated on the back of the box and claims to include the playable characters Voldemort, Lucius, Bellatrix, Draco, Crabbe and Goyle. It is impossible to play as He Who Must Not Be Named, unless the way you unlock him still hasn't been found, though the more likely scenario is that he isn't actually available as a playable character at all. And now it's time for this episode's random piece of trivia. Our trivia on Patreon, Alex Devine, has asked us to include some Digimon trivia, so today we're looking at Digimon World for the PlayStation. The game received releases in multiple territories, and with its PAL release across the world, even had full translations into other languages. Sadly, for those looking to play the PAL copy of the game in any language besides English, they will encounter a roadblock to completion. In all non-English PAL copies of the title, the player is unable to gain access to the Ogre Fortress or use the teleporters located on Mount Infinity. This unfortunately means there is no way to actually finish the game. That's all for today, but let's quickly mention the Region Locked book. If you love region-exclusive games, we're writing a book about it and we need your help, so check out the link in the description below. And of course, we have to thank all of our patrons. These guys help us keep the ball rolling. If you're interested in supporting the show, please check out the link in the description down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, because apparently some people still aren't getting notifications, and the only way to do it is hit the notification bell. But then, I mean, if that doesn't work, then it doesn't work. And I don't know what to do about it, alright? I don't have all the fucking answers, alright?